Hi, my name is Melinda Starcher. I am a real estate agent. I've been licensed for 18 years, and welcome to my page where we talk all things real estate. And that's one of my most favorite things to talk about. Just ask anyone in my life. Please do me a favor and like, subscribe, hit the notification button so that way as I'm making more of these, and I really think that you're going to benefit from this no matter what stage you are in your real estate career. I think that this is going to be super beneficial page for you. So please like, subscribe, and follow along. I want to be here for you in your journey, and I just want to pour back and give to you some knowledge that I have learned along the way. So today, what we are going to be talking about is mindset. Mindset is so important when you are setting up your business, when you're running a business, when you're building a business from scratch. It is so important. I just don't think that people realize the difference. If you are a type of person where you are completely like reliant on other people to tell you what to do, if you are like one of those people that you could show up for a job every single day at 8 a.m., but the moment like you have to show up for yourself, you become a little in shock. So we're going to talk about mindset and how that applies. I've got a few different topics that we're going to talk about, just four. And I think that it's just really going to help you no matter where you're at in your career. This primarily is going to be for the person that is either A, starting out, B, you've been licensed for a long time, and maybe you haven't been focusing your mind on real estate entirely. Like, not your entire attention has been on real estate. So, this is for you. Honestly, if you are a top producing agent, you could use this and maybe give this to, or as a refresher, and give this to someone on your team. But I think this is just so important for people to know. So we're going to dive right in. The very first thing I'm going to talk about is running your business. When you are setting up your business, the first thing I have to say is you need a professional email. I like, you cannot be using like Hobaloo whatever at Yahoo. Like, please do not do that. Now, am I saying that it has to be Melinda at melindastarcher.com and you have to go buy this? A lot of people say that. Mine is melindastarcher@gmail.com. Did I get lucky with that? Maybe. But there are lots of different ways that you can make a professional email. Please do not make it like, Madison's mommy at yahoo.com. Like, please make a professional one. And I would highly encourage you, this is just my professional opinion. Google offers a lot of things in terms and also like Google reviews. And it's great having a Gmail. Gmail is like so important. So even if it's not your primary one, even if your business that the brokerage that you joined offers you an email, please have a professional email that you are using. So start it with that. And then the second thing that I would do right out of the gate, make one that says melinda.assistant@gmail.com or whatever. And then that way, everything that you're getting, go ahead and pretend that you have an assistant. And I know that sounds crazy. I'm not telling you to lie, but in your mind, I want you to set it up like, this is what my assistant would take care of. This is what my assistant would do. That way, it's already set in motion when you get busy and you need to give them access and you need to have them do that. If you are mixing your personal emails and your professional emails, you're going to be lost. It's very frustrating. It's very like just confusing. It's overwhelming. Just right out of the gate, your emails. The second thing that I want to talk about, and it might seem like I'm popping around here, but doing the work regardless of how you feel. So when you're setting up your business, you might be one of those people that can just like get up and be motivated. And for me, I am. However, I am not. I love consistency, but I also love spontaneity. So for me, sometimes saying like every single day I have to be doing this to this, it can seem daunting until you absolutely need that time. So when I'm doing work, clerical work time, setting up my business, whatever it is, between let's say like 9 and 10, it can feel like smothering to be forced to do it every single day until you actually get to that place where you need that there. So the other thing I'm going to tell you, I'm kind of popping around, but boundaries. You have to turn your phone off when you're doing that work because you're going to get text messages from friends. You're going to get text messages from the bill company. And when you start to get busy, you are going to get requests during that time. You're going to have people pressuring you because they're doing their paperwork in a different manner. And it's going to be very frustrating. You have to set boundaries, and the only way that you can stay focused, and this isn't just for my people who are ADD like me, it's hard to stay focused when you're allowing people to intrude in your work planning time. So set that time and give that time to yourself. One thing that I do every single morning, no matter what, is I wake up and I am saying my gratitude for the day and talking to God and doing those things. And then I'm brushing my teeth. And then I'm making my bed. And then I'm letting my dogs out. And then I'm opening up my windows and letting the light in, making my coffee, drinking my water, taking my vitamins. I do those things every morning, no matter what. Okay. I don't think about how I feel. I do them because they have to be done. That's just the to-do list in my life, right? So apply that to your business. And I promise you, you will see tremendous results. It will take you very far. But remember, no excuses. And this is so important. And this is a little side note, but you will think of a zillion reasons to get yourself off of schedule. And if you are not producing, you are the only person, and I mean this with all my heart, and I have done this myself. You are the only person you can blame. You can look at someone and say they have more money, and I've done that. They have more money from marketing. They had money from a spouse and they were able to hire an assistant. They had someone helping them with the children. You have to think of it as a survival mode and that you have to do what you have to do. Even if you're working another job, if you want to quit that other job and you want to do it, then you got to set up your business and you can't make excuses and you have to do the work regardless of how you feel. So mindset, that is so important. Setting up your systems, making your phone calls, getting your mind right, staying consistent. Consistency feels like a life sentence until it really gets going. And then it's like a lifeline. It's like, you got to have it, right? So make sure that you're setting up your boundaries. I feel like I'm going so fast actually because I'm popping around. But the next thing I want to talk about, and I really only have like 2 more things. The next thing I want to talk about is when you set up your systems, because really this is all it's all driving from that. There are going to be times when you think of something and you're like, dang, I need to do that, but I'm so busy. I can't. Write it down. Keep a notebook. Write it down. I have actually 3 different dry erase things. These are things that I'm going to talk about and like my next, whatever my next video is or whatever my meeting is, those are the things right in front of me. These things are what's going on. You cannot see it, but it's right there. These things are future ideas. So make sure you're writing them down. And I am definitely a notebook person, definitely. So like if you're traveling or whatever and like you need that, but I need it to be right there all the time. And I will acquire, and I'm not even lying, like when I tell you this, I will acquire notebook after notebook after notebook. And then I've got too many notebooks. And I'm like, which notebook did I put that in, right? So make sure that you've got it on something that you're writing it down when you're super busy on a place that you're going to see it and remember it, come back to it, because there is such thing as called rest, run. So if you're brand new, if you're just getting back and you're setting up your systems, create an email, create an assistance email, right? Create files for yourself. I use files I have an iPhone. I'm an iPhone girl. I have files set up in my iPhone with deals, with tools that I need, with taxes, with all the things that I need. It's all there. Set it up on your computer. Be doing those things. Get into Canva. Now is the time when you're at rest. Get into Canva. Create all of the ads that you're going to put out for yourself on your social media, right? Seasonal ads. You can very easily be like, okay, it's January. We're going to talk about new seasons. It's February. We're going to talk about love. It's March. We're going to talk about, just keep going with it. It's so easy. There's like almost a holiday or seasonal something that you can create for each month, if not two. So go ahead and do that now, right? And then go ahead and write down and use AI for this. Write down small things and have AI create it for you. Small topics that are, 5 sentences that are for homeowners in the month of January. Easy peasy. Do that and file it away. And then that way, all you have to do is copy it, paste it, and send it out to the people that you love. One thing, and I'm popping around, but this is during rest run. When you're running, you don't have time for this. One thing that you can also do, and this was the number one thing that I was told to do. This was my first like plan of action, my first course of action. When I got licensed, I went to my broker, my managing broker, and I'm like, what can I do? What do I do now? And he gave me a phone book, and he said, go through the phone book and find every person that you know, your friends and family, write their address down, and send them a card. Send them a business card. Well, now everything's digital. So make your business card on Canva and go through and maybe like make a post and ask for people's email. If you have aligned your business with a company that has tools like I have, I no longer really have to ask for those. When they click on it and I know they're interested, I can capture their emails and then I plug them into my system. So tools are very important. But if you have not aligned your business or you're not ready to make a change or whatever, then I would just suggest finding a way to capture people's emails and or ask them for them, and reaching out to them and letting these people know that, hey, yes, I'm in business, and send them emails. Okay. Are they going to open it? No. Are you going to be salesy? Yes. Do you care if you get I don't know if I can say this word because it's like a brand, but if you get a email from Squims, the body soup, the brand, if you get an email from them 4 times a day, do you really care? Are you just like, oh, okay, whatever? But then whenever it's time to go buy a Christmas gift, you're like, oh yeah, that I have a coupon, or oh yeah, people are going to use the person that's right in front of them. So get out in front of these people. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you do your work now, and in the rest. The rest doesn't mean we're literally sleeping. The rest means that we're sitting here in the office and we're going to make ourselves make a YouTube video, or we're going to make ourselves get in Canva and create templates that we can put out. If you're not comfortable with making a video, which I do think is number one, it's okay. Don't get so far in your mind that you feel like I can only do this if I make a video, or I can only do this. There's lots of different ways you can do it. Just get out there. Just get out there. I promise you, even if you suck, you've put it out there. Even if you have spelling errors, you've put it out there. I used to be so afraid, like, oh my gosh, what if I have spelling errors and they'll think I'm stupid? No, nobody cares, because everybody has spelling errors. Who cares, right? Setting up, so do the work, do your business, create these things, create that time, have boundaries, know that there's rest run. People will talk. This actually is flowing so seamlessly. Okay. People will talk regardless. So who cares? Literally, that was my next thing. Literally. And I want to cry telling you this. I have had people talk about me. I've had people talk about me when I'm a waitress as a casino. at the casino. At the casino. I've had people talk about me as a mother being a waitress working at the casino. I've had people talk about me because I was formerly an NFL cheerleader and now I'm a waitress at a casino. I've had people talk about me whenever I was trying my darndest to get out of, and there's nothing wrong with being a waitress at the casino, by the way. I really want to make sure I say that. That was one of the best things that could have ever happened to me. But people don't know what they don't know, and they're going to talk regardless. Okay. In that moment, I was drained. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to sell real estate. I wanted to teach. I wanted to pour into people. I wanted to help people. But it honestly was one of the best things for me. And just know wherever you're at in life, it is not about you. Number one, we're going to stop thinking about what everyone thinks because they're going to talk crap regardless. If you're successful, they're going to come up with a reason why you're successful. If you suck, they're going to come up with something to say about you sucking. Who cares? Put it out anyways. If there's spelling errors, if you fumble, if you mess up, do it anyways. Do it sloppy. Just do it. Like literally just get it done. Do the work that 85% of the people will not do. It's probably higher than that, to live the life that 80%, 85% of the people will not live. And does this mean that you're going to be like this real estate mogul? I think so. I think so. I think if you're pouring into yourself, you're not going to feel it overnight. You're not going to feel the effects of it overnight. It's going to be slow and steady. And I always told myself that. I always told myself, slow and steady wins a race. Who cares if Joe Schmo over here is buying Zillow leads that they have the money to, and they're popping it off and they're running like the wind and they're so much faster ahead of me. Who cares if they're like, oh yeah, this is my third year in the business and I'm already at 21 million. Well, guess what? Where I live, and here's an excuse that I told myself. Where I live, it's a $200,000 home is the average home. So that means I have to sell to get 21 million. I'm selling like 100 homes a year, right? I think there's such a healthy balance of making excuses for yourself. My light just went off. Making excuses for yourself and leaning on those and like feeling sorry for yourself, or saying, okay, well, that's not a healthy expectation. That worked for them, but it's not working for me right now. And you do the best that you can where you're at. So if you're working at a casino, if you're working a second job, if you're doing what you can do and you fail and you don't do it, you've got to wipe that away. And tomorrow you're going to get up and you're going to do it. And, nothing's perfect. Things happen, but you can do it. And you just got to keep going. And you got to know, if I don't quit, if I never quit. And people will say, well, after the third year, if you're not successful, you got to get out of there. No, it's not true. Do whatever you want to do. If you want to be in real estate and it's not working year after year after year, it's up to you. But if you really want it to work, you just keep trying. You just keep getting punched in the face and you keep falling down, but you keep getting back up. So don't quit. And people are going to hurt your feelings a little bit. I mean, I don't even think I'm that type of person that really cares that much about what people think. But every once in a while, something gets in your head and you're like, maybe I am being stupid. Maybe this is not the way, or maybe I'm making videos or TikToks and someone else could afford to buy those Zillow ads. And so they're now making a video like, oh, well, such and such is making TikToks, or they're talking about you, whatever. Who cares? I promise you, for every person that might be talking about you, there's someone over here saying like, I really look up to that person and I want to do that too. Or they inspire me to do that for my own business. Maybe it's not real estate. Maybe it's just something else. But just don't quit. And that's my motivation for the day. We're almost at 20 minutes and I want to keep these as short as possible. But just know, when you're setting up your business, set it up, be professional, Create yourself a professional email. It does not have to be perfect. Just create something new that is just your name. Don't even worry about the whatever you're going to name your business. I wouldn't do it. I would just create one for your name, create an assistant, and then red light, green light, whatever you personally cannot do. For example, or there are things that other people cannot personally do for me. That is, do this video, right? So maybe it's someone could go show a house, but maybe if I was, out in the public shaking hands and kissing babies, that's something someone else might be able to sort of stand in for me, but like I'm the only me. So there are certain things if that someone needs to speak directly to me. There's certain things that other people can't do, but there's a lot of other things that you can delegate. So write on a sheet, red light, green light, and try to, think of the things that future you is going to delegate to someone, and create your systems. Get in Canva, create your holiday flyers, get in your files and go ahead and separate them and have them ready. Be familiar with your paperwork. Plug into your MLS and go to those classes. Plug into them, learn, ask questions, try to figure out what each line means in your slow time. This is rest run. So when you're running and you don't have time for that, you're just grabbing a Canva thing and throwing it in until you've got an assistant that can do it for you. You've got an email blast that you can send out immediately until you have someone else that can do it for you. Because I promise you, when you're busy, you're going to be so overwhelmed and it's going to feel extremely stressful that you haven't done that yet. So during your slow times, and when are those slow times? If you have another job, that's when you have to buckle up, buttercup. That's when you have to say, okay, I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to get it done. My mind is very active in the morning. It is not so much in the nighttime. I'm done at night, 8 o'clock, and Mama's in bed. Okay. But when I wake up, I'm like, okay, I need to set this up. I need to get this going. You're going to have to do double time until you don't have to do double time. And that's just the truth of it. I get asked all the time, is it a great business for doing something part-time? Not if it's to be done correctly. Can you do it part-time in the sense that you can have another job? Absolutely. Absolutely. But there's going to have to be a time that you set and designate, and you do not let anyone disturb that time. You have to set boundaries, just like with your own personal life, with your children, with your time with your children, with your time with your family, whatever it is. Time with God, time with exercising. You have to make designations and say, this is a time that's not going to be disturbed, and then stick with it. So for me, the stick with it time is in the morning. And the reason being is because my mind is very active, and because I feel like I can accomplish a lot of things. And then my afternoons are set up for appointments, because that can be very scatterbrained in the afternoon. People are changing appointments, they're getting off work, things are coming on the market. That's when things tend to get a little wild. So anyways, those are my tips for you this week. That's my mindset. Just know that it all really comes from rest, run, set up your business and get those core things ready for yourself, set boundaries, do the work, show up, do the work that 85% of the people will not do, so you can live the life that 85% of the people will not live. I promise you, you will be thankful. This is a wonderful career, and you will thank yourself. You will pat yourself on the back. You will hug yourself. You will thank the good Lord above when you actually implement this, and when you stop worrying about what anyone else thinks. Because at the end of your life, you are creating your own life. And if they're not paying your bills, then what does it matter? And they're not, right? Their opinions do not pay your bills. All right. So I love you dearly. I'm so glad you logged in. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And hit that little notification button so you can get the next one. I've got a few more videos I'm going to be making, so I can't wait to share them with you. And I'll see you all next time.